Korean Demilitarized Zone, DMZ, the most dangerous and mysterious place on Earth. If you've ever heard of the Korean Demilitarized Zone, DMZ, between the two Koreas, you would likely imagine a land full of chilling stories, national secrets, and dramatic historical events. But wait, in reality, it's not just a strip of land across the Korean Peninsula with barbed wire fences, minefields, and patrolling soldiers. The DMZ is a world that seems to not exist on this planet. A land that belongs to no one. A dangerous place, seemingly waiting for a blink of an eye from both sides to erupt into full conflict. This area isn't simply a national border between two countries that have been divided for over 70 years. It is a stage blending tension and paradox, where, surprisingly, it is also the largest natural conservation area in South Korea. Sounds contradictory? Then sit down and get ready to hear the story of the Korean Demilitarized Zone, a place of danger, strangeness, and containing both humorous and conflicting aspects of life. 1. Location and geographic features of the DMZ. The DMZ is approximately 250 kilometers long and 4 kilometers wide, dividing the two Koreas from the west coast to the east coast of the Korean Peninsula. This area was established in 1953 after the Korean Armistice Agreement, an agreement where both sides only armistice but never officially ended the war. Imagine, over 70 years have passed, and people on both sides still live with the mentality that war could return at any moment. The DMZ is a land unlike any other place in the world. Although no one truly owns it, both South Korea and North Korea consider it a sensitive and strategically important area. If a bird chirps on one side, the other side is ready to listen attentively. There have been stories of soldiers cutting fallen leaves to avoid the unwanted invasion of these leaves into the other side's territory. 2. History of the formation of the DMZ. What is the source? The story begins after World War II, when Korea was temporarily divided into two zones under the control of the Soviet Union, North, and the United States, South. Shortly after, these two zones developed into two different regimes, leading to the Korean War, 1950 to 1953. The war ended without a clear winner, and the DMZ was established as a way to maintain peace. Since then, the DMZ has become a land of waiting for reunification, waiting for peace, and seemingly waiting for an unwanted confrontation. The DMZ is also a symbol of deep-seated conflicts between the two Koreas and a place where major powers often pass by to demonstrate their authority. 3. Life of soldiers at the DMZ. If you think soldiers at the DMZ live in a state of tension 24/7, you are partly correct. Although the DMZ holds many risks, soldiers on both sides have very ordinary moments, to the point of being humorous. There have been cases where South Korean soldiers played K-pop music loudly to boost morale for both sides, while North Korean soldiers sometimes just quietly watched. What could be more ironic than standing solemnly while BTS's Dynamite plays right next to you? And if you wonder how soldiers here communicate, the answer is, they hardly do. They often just stare at each other. These gazes may be enough to convey a strong message without additional words. 4. DMZ. Surprisingly, large natural conservation area. Interestingly, despite being a military zone, the DMZ has become the largest natural conservation area in South Korea. Since humans rarely appear here, wild animals have the opportunity to thrive. From deer, elk, and foxes to rare bird species, the DMZ is truly an unintentional zoo, a vibrant ecological museum. A humorous story is that scientists once tried to set up recording devices to capture the activities of animals in the DMZ. However, soldiers from both sides quickly discovered their devices and suspected them of being spies. So, the cameras barely had time to record any animals before they had to retreat from the scene. 5. DMZ in popular culture. Interesting films and stories. DMZ is not only a truly dangerous land, but also a rich source of inspiration for films and literature. There are blockbuster movies about mysterious spies, humorous stories about unexpected encounters between two sides, and even tear-jerking tales of cross-border love. The film Joint Security Area by director Park Chan-wook is a prime example, revolving around the conflicted and complex relationships between South and North Korean soldiers. When watching these films, you will see that the DMZ is not just a dividing land, but also a place where meaningful encounters between people transcend hostility. And beneath the serious facade of the soldiers lies humane stories that no one could have imagined. 6. Intriguing stories and unbelievable events at DMZ. At DMZ, there have been cases where both sides interacted unofficially, such as when a soldier from one side deliberately threw a few candies to the other side as a way of greeting. But do you think the other side would happily accept it? No. They see it as a provocative act. The innocent candies immediately become a focal point of tension. And not just candies. On a beautiful day, South Korean soldiers even played music by TWICE, a famous Korean music group, to convey a message of peace. But it seems this message was not received as positively as they had hoped, and the music became a weapon of tension. Conclusion: the Korean Demilitarized Zone, DMZ, is one of the places that is both strange, dangerous, and full of contradictions. It is a place where even though soldiers must be serious, sometimes very ordinary and humorous situations occur. This strip of land is not only a symbol of division, but also evidence of human beings' desire for peace, where nature regenerates and thrives in a chaotic world of humans. If you have the opportunity to visit this place through authorized tours in South Korea, remember that you are not just witnessing a tense strip of land, but also a piece full of paradoxes and allure of history, where life, though restricted, still finds a way to sprout in its unique way.